I also am attacking Horizon at the same time because Horizon, there's nowhere else for the county to grow except over there and over here. And that's where all the growth is. So I need your help, sir. When I saw you were from and ANDREI as well. Because ANDREI.
Somebody put out fires to Horizon 1 year.
I did. You and me did it.
I could use your help.
One of the great ways that you guys can help is to have family and friends over and invite Pearly to come and speak to them.
That would be awesome. If you have a gathering, even a birthday party, I love to go to those things. I'm a people person. It's up to you, but I could also use signs. I need signs to be put up.
I know what's coming up before November.
I need my
Let me know. Before November, yeah, November the 8th is the election. So before November the 8th, and people tell me, oh, don't concentrate in the valley, nobody votes. This is my home. I went to Isleta High School. Okay? I don't live here. I live over by off of Yarborough and Montwood, but this is where my heart is, man. I went to Isleta High School. I'm an Indian.
They vote, and then they don't vote on the runoff.
Well, we need to go this November.
That's why we get the ban list, and the ban list tells you not just who votes, but who votes all the time. The ban list. So we'll get some printouts, we'll get some ban lists, because why waste time on voters that don't go to vote and wasting money?
KTSM 9 News is your local election headquarters. An independent candidate has put her bid in for El Paso County. Her name is Guadalupe Hiner. Today she announced that the county has received all the documents they need to put her name on the November 2022 ballot. Hiner says she believes it's time to elect someone with fresh, new ideas that understands the budgeting and the planning needed to implement changes. Hiner is the only challenger in November running against County Judge Ricardo Samaniego.
Hello, El Paso County. My name is Lupe Hiner, and I'm running for El Paso County Judge as an independent. I've lived in El Paso County the majority of my life. Have you noticed how they tried to divide us? They tried to divide us by race, they tried to divide us by politics, and it divides our families and our friends, and it needs to stop. I believe El Paso County needs strong leadership, somebody willing to work with state, county, and local leaders. I will vocally support all law enforcement. Defund the police? Nah, not this girl. In the next days, weeks, and months, I will work very hard to earn your vote for El Paso County Judge. Albert Einstein once said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. El Paso, vote for something different. Vote for leadership. Vote for me. I humbly ask for your support. Thank you.
The deadline for candidates interested in running in next year's primaries is today. El Paso is set for various elections in Congress, the state, and county levels. For now, we are aware of the following. For county judge, it appears Democratic incumbent Ricardo Samaniego has no primary challengers. Independent challenger Guadalupe Hiner would take on Samaniego in a general election next November.
My friends, my family, and the rest of the community to kick you out. And until we start saying something, it's not going to get done. We've got to stand up. We've got to be local, vocal, and we've got to change our local politics.
Yeah, but the need for this,
That's why we have to.
That's a part of the problem.
That's why we have to talk.
reeling these things in the people's minds. And they're not true.
We got two reporters here that are 100% faithful, and they're for the people. And they follow the Constitution.
You gotta follow what's true, not make up stuff.
No.
And keep people all confused.
By the people, for the people.
They're keeping people
Period.
confused.
Yeah, and it's, but anyways, yeah, but you're absolutely right, Michael. And
who do we?
And let's get right to this. Thomas Jefferson. This is probably one that a lot of us have heard. I know the text is a little small, but, some of these... Well, let's see if I can make it larger here. I don't know if that helps, but let's see. I'll read it off. This is one that I know that a lot of us have heard in one form or another. He said, I hold it. This is a letter to James Madison, January 30th, 1787. I hold it that a little rebellion now and then is a good thing, and as necessary in the political world as storms in the physical. He called it a medicine necessary for the sound health of government.
Item number 5, public comment. We do have 3 speakers signed up for public comment. Mrs. Dolores Jaime will be our first speaker.
Dolores.
Good morning, Dolores.
Opportunity. The reason I'm here is I'm asking you, please, 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 do not hit us with another tax. Us senior citizens on a fixed budget, we keep getting hit and hit and hit in this city. We just got our home appraisals raised, our taxes were raised, and now you want to hit us again with another tax. You people are bleeding us dry. There was a time when the gas was so high, my husband and I were only driving to the store, driving to the doctors. Our children do not live here. They all moved out of state. They were the smart ones. So we don't have anybody really to go visit. But I feel that if you keep taxing us like you do, we're going to be looking at tent cities, because that's what's happening. They're raising the rents on the landlords, on the tenants, and we're going to be facing that situation if this doesn't slow down. This is not the time to hit us with another tax. I can see, yeah, we do need taxes to keep this government running, but we just got a tax increase in our properties. I would really, really ask you to reconsider this UNC tax that you want to impose on us right now, if you could put it off. Thank you.
Dolores, thank you. We always take all your comments into consideration. Thank you.
But I also am attacking Horizon at the same time, because Horizon, there's nowhere else for the county to grow except over there and over here. And that's where all the growth is. So I need your help, sir. When I saw you were from and ANDREI as well. Because ANDREI,
Somebody put out fires for Horizon 1 year. I did.
You and me did it.
I could
One
use
of
your
the
help.
great ways that you guys can help is to have family and friends over and invite Guadalupe to come and speak to them.
That would be awesome. If you have a gathering, even a birthday party, I love to go to those things. I'm a people person. It's up to you, but I could also use signs. I need signs to be put up.
I know what's coming up before November.
I need my
Let me
banners.
know. Before November, yeah, November the 8th is the election. So before November the 8th, and people tell me, oh, don't concentrate in the valley, nobody votes. This is my home. I went to Isleta High School. Okay? I don't live here. I live over by off of Yarborough and Montwood, but this is where my heart is, man. I went to Isleta High School. I'm an Indian.
They vote, and then they don't vote on the runoff.
Well, we need to go this November.
That's why we get the ban list, and the ban list tells you not just who votes, but who votes all the time. The ban list. So we'll get some printouts, we'll get some ban lists, because why waste time on voters that don't go to vote and wasting money?
Texas is more than just a state. It is the independent spirit. It's the Alamo and the Big Bend. It's barbecue on butcher paper and two-stepping across the floor. But even more, it's the way we do things that's as much a part of our fabric as the Lone Star flag itself. And one of those is ensuring local communities can elect from among themselves the leaders they trust at the county level to make decisions that best serve their local communities. You see, this grassroots level of government has worked since even before Texas became Texas, and it's one of the many things that makes our state great. Every Texan knows that our state is big, wide, and diverse. Mountains out west, pine trees out east, and about the only thing our beaches and canyons have in common is that they're beautiful and on Texas soil. The same goes for our state's 254 counties. Each county and community has its own character, its own challenges, and its own solutions to meet them. And because of this uniqueness, a one-size-fits-all approach doesn't always work so well in our state. For instance, Harris County, with the city of Houston as its county seat, has more than 4 million residents. On the other hand, Houston County, with Crockett as its county seat, has less than 25,000 residents. These counties are only about 100 miles apart, but there's a world of difference between them, and any attempts to treat them exactly the same doesn't make sense. Our Texas founding fathers recognized this. The county governments must be flexible and able to tailor their services to meet the unique needs of each community. So they empowered Texans to make local decisions that work efficiently to help save their tax dollars. Counties and county officials work around the clock for their residents. By contrast, the framers of the Texas Constitution set up a state legislature that has limited powers and wisely directed it to meet just every other year. And this local control that communities have is important because it ensures the government is from the people to the people, connected and accountable. Through elections, you choose from among county residents your county leaders like your judge, sheriff, and clerk. And because they're your neighbors, well, they're easy to get in touch with. You know where they work, the courthouse. And in most Texas counties, chances are you already run into them at the football game, the grocery store, or your church. This personal accountability keeps government honest and responsive. And since they live and work in your community, well, they're better equipped than anyone else to understand its unique needs. And here's the kicker. When it comes to tough decisions like taxes, your local officials don't take those lightly. If they have to raise taxes, say to build new roads or pay for other important services, well, they're raising taxes on themselves, their families, their neighbors, maybe even their mother-in-law. So you know they're going to hear about that one. County government is government among the people and by the people. County offices are locally elected, accountable, and part of the communities they serve. And at the end of the day, it's all about neighbors serving neighbors. It's been this way since the beginning of Texas, and will be as long as that Lone Star is shining. Learn more about your local county and all it does to serve you at texascountiesdeliver.org.